Welcome back to Leeds Lately. Leeds have just won 2-0 at home to Man. And look, not a great performance, but did we get the job done? Yes, we did. And we could have got it done better if the officiating wasn't as poor as it was, because Joel Peru's goal was definitely onside, but we'll get into all that. So, look, coming into this game, we just come off the back of, oh no, Leeds have lost a game, the world's going to end. And we've all calmed down a bit, haven't we? We've all had a little time out. We've all gone and sat on the naughty step for freaking out about that. And we've come back and we've promised that we're going to be good. And we watched this game. Leeds were pretty much dominant after about the third minute, I would say, and they didn't have a shot on target the entire game, I don't think. Maybe if you count Kramer's cross that nearly went in the top corner that Meslier had to kind of like palm away, that might count, but I don't think so. Leeds had a shot off the crossbar, a disallowed offside goal, which wasn't offside. Leeds, of course, they scored a goal for us very, very early on, and then we scored one right at the end with Tanaka, which was a really good goal, whereas the first one was a bit crap. So let's talk about that. The first goal for Leeds, Solomon goes down the touchline. He gets to the byline in the box. He wants to cut it back across the box, and it hits Cooper, then wrong foots the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper puts it in the back of his own net. Again, what do I keep saying? Everybody goes on about Meslier. We all hate Meslier, but Meslier's made, I think, two howlers this season. One against Sunderland, one against Hull City, which we know about. Maybe two against Hull City, but every single week we play, the goalkeeper pretty much makes a howler, and he did there. For some reason, he decided that he was going to anticipate where the cross was going and come out, and then he obviously got completely done by it. The rest of the game, look, it wasn't an exciting game. It wasn't a convincingly Leeds are getting promoted game, but it was a grind out the result and get the job done. And I think especially when you're talking about playing somebody like Millwall, you're expecting a lot of bad tackles. You're expecting a lot of the play to be broken up. It's very bitty stop-start, and that's what they wanted to do to try and impact the way that we play our game. So it was always going to be a little bit of a stalemate in terms of attacking, exciting football or anything. And so I do think that Leeds actually did pretty well in the end to get their job done. We just had too much for them in terms of quality. Our second goal was really good finish. The ball, again, was cut back this time by Firpo for Solomon, but it rolled past Solomon. It came to Tanaka on the edge of the box, who just bent it in the top corner. Really, really nice finish from Tanaka. Made it 2-0. We made some subs. Let's talk about subs, actually. I think that Dan James didn't have a very good game at all. Solomon had a better game than Dan James, but I still think that both of them should have been replaced around the 60th to 65th minute with Ramazani and Nonto. I think that those two would have really affected the game in a positive way, given that they were going to try and prove themselves, given the fact that they would have been fresh legs as well. I really think that substitute should have been made way earlier. For some reason, I mean, look, we won the game, so we can't really question him too much, but it was one of those moments where you're a bit like, okay, well, yes, you've won the game, but should we have rested a couple of players? Should we have taken substitutes a bit earlier in that? You never know how it would have changed the game, but I do think that Leeds were deserving of the 3 points by a mile, definitely. They defended well at times. They tell you what, they got a lot of blocks in. They threw a lot of bodies at the ball when there was shots from the edge of the box, shots from inside the box. There was a lot of blocks. Our goal as well, really nice bit of play. Played into Aronson, who does a little back heel around the corner to Piru. Good little feet from Piru, just like kind of clips it over the goalkeeper into the top near post corner. And the linesman blew up. I think it's like exactly in line, if not slightly onside. But when it's that tight, you shouldn't be flagging unless you're playing in a game with VAR and semi-automated offsides, like in the Champions League, for example. Then maybe you can flag just in case you're in doubt. But with that one, it's like the human eye at the speed that was moving can't tell that that's the case. So I think it really needs to be more clear cut than that if the linesman's going to disallow the goal for offside, because that was a poor decision, in my opinion. Other than that, look, the game was a bit bitty, a bit kind of, yeah, it wasn't the kind of, it didn't have the right elements to be an open, expansive game, and you can watch it and go, oh, well, Leeds were a bit boring. It was a bit of a boring game, and well, Leeds didn't look too convincing. But I think sometimes in games like this, you've just got to win, and the sign of a good champion is being able to grind out results like this. And I do believe that we've got what it takes to go on and win the league. And I do think that, I mean, Daniel Farke said in his presser, I think, or his comments pre-match, I think he was basically making the point that he thinks that if Leeds win 5 of the home games, we've got 5 home games left, if we win all 5, then we get promoted, is what he was saying, which obviously we've won 1 of now. If we won another 4, it will, it'll be a good idea in theory, but I think we need to get some more points on the board than that in our away games, given the fact that Sheffield United do seem to keep being able to keep up with us. Hopefully, us and Sheffield United do just pull away from Burnley as we get more and more towards this end of the season. But at the moment, it's neck and neck. It really is. Leeds have got a ridiculous goal difference. I mean, I had people saying that that Farke has no tactics, which you just simply can't say. I've got multiple videos on the channel talking about Farke's tactics, the way that he knows that most goals, percentage of goals that come from the half spaces is more than anywhere else. So that's why he likes to get a lot of his players in there. We score a lot of goals from those positions, and we've got a goal difference of plus 51. We've scored 73 goals this season. I don't think anyone can say that we're not on track to be one of the best championship teams there's been. We just need to make sure we get the job done and get across the line, because we've got the eternal Leeds United curse of bottling it at the last minute. But tonight we didn't bottle it. We won the game, and I think we won it comfortably in the end. But I do think we should have made some subs earlier. I'm a little bit worried about people like Brendan Aronson, who don't really have a replacement waiting in the wings. And that's what kind of worries me about this a little bit. But nevertheless, we won the game tonight, 2-0. Let me know what you thought of the game down in the comments below. I know it wasn't the most riveting, but in terms of getting the job done and grinding out results, it's given me a little bit of a confidence that we can do that. It's now as well 45 matches of football that Leeds have scored first in and not lost. Nobody comes back to beat us. That I may regret saying that. But at the moment, nobody has come back to beat us after we scored first in the last 45 games where we've done so. So I'm taking a lot of confidence into the game at the weekend. Tomorrow, there will be, today probably when most of you are watching this, there'll be a tactical preview of the QPR game. So let me know what you thought of this game down in the comments below. Make sure you hit that big red button and the notification bell so you never miss an upload. And I'll see you in the next one.